Hi, I'm Drew. Welcome to the Beggars Woodshop. You know, I wanted to do a little quick video here just to share this with you, especially after watching an episode of the New Yankee Workshop recently. Did you see it? No. You gotta, now that I think about it, you gotta go back a little bit. He was making lamps on the lathe. Wasn't the most recent video, but you gotta go back. Just a couple episodes. Did you see it? Well, let me explain. With a lot of used units, you will often see a set of lathe chisels. 5-piece, sometimes they're available by themselves. They look kind of like this. Nice wooden handle, a red cover, comes off very nicely. I've got to sharpen these. But, what are these? I don't just mean they're lathe chisels, obviously, but what are their names? No one really talks about that. Well, sometimes they do. So we'll start with this nice one. This is the skew. Pretty nice. They say if you can master this thing, you'll be one heck of a wood turner. Then, of course, you have a gouge. Very nice. Very nice. Well, what's this? A smaller gouge. Ooh, little pop sound. Yes. Then you have, of course, this little guy. A nice scraper. Little tiny thing. I'll make sure you get some close-ups of these. And last but not least, the parting tool. Okay. Now, all of these generally have Shopmate or Shopsmith logo. Shopsmith, since it's all the same. And they sold these 5-piece chisel sets. And they also sold other 5-piece chisel sets. Now, you can't get these from Shopsmith anymore, but they do have other chisel sets that you can get made by Benjamin's Best. These are not high-speed steel either, so you're going to spend more time sharpening them. Now, when I got mine, I looked at these and I thought, okay, I know A, I know B, I know C, but there was a little mystery. There's more detail I'm missing. Now, I did some research, only to realize I already had the answer, because it was in a couple of catalogs I have. So, let's talk about what specific versions of these tools are they. I'm not going to talk about the scraper here. Why? Because I called it a scraper. This is not a scraper, this is the skew. Duh! Nah. We're not going to talk about the skew. Why am I making this mistake? Oh, I haven't had enough today. Take a pickup, whatever. No, we're not going to talk about the skew, because that's it. It's the skew. What more do you need to say? So instead I'm going to work my way backwards. I'm going to start with our parting tool. This is not just a parting tool. This is called a diamond parting tool. What is that? Well, if you kind of look at it, it looks kind of like a sword. You got your tip up here, coming from the point, down the sides. There's a piece in the middle here, both sides, that if you look, it expands out a little bit, kind of like a sword. The only difference is that middle piece on a sword is oftentimes another little dip called a fuller. We don't need to talk about that here because it doesn't exist. This parting tool offers you a little bit wider of a cut, so more relief when you put it in. It's very nice. Very nice. I love the protective cover on that, it's great. And of course we have our good old friend the scraper. This is the scraper, okay? This is a round nose scraper. Yes, I even wrote it on the bottom so I can remember every single one of these and their sizes. More on that in a bit. But yes, nice curved top, Real simple. In fact, this one is... Huh. I didn't write down the size. There are various sizes of scrapers. But this is the one tool that was sold in the set that can be used for non-spindle work. The rest of this stuff, spindle work. Although the parting tool is kind of everywhere. Then you have these two, the gouges. You may think, that's all you need to know, right? Gouges? Well, there are several kinds of gouges. At least a few that I know by name. There's a roughen gouge, a bowl gouge, spindle gouge. So what are these? Well, I looked at the large one. Let's see. Hey, you'll stay. I looked at the large one. I thought maybe it's a roughen gouge. It's not as deep, but that could have been a Shopsmith thing. Well, after a little research, no. This is actually a spindle gouge, ladies and gentlemen. This is 3/4. They will say 1 inch, but I kind of argue that because they mention where you measure from, and the measurement I got was 3/4 compared to 1 inch. I don't know. I'll leave that kind of debatable amongst the woodturners. Yeah, this is a spindle gouge. You use this for spindle work. What about its buddy, the smaller one? Well, believe it or not, it is the same depth. It is the same everything, just 3/8 of an inch. It is also a spindle gouge. Very nice. Very nice. Now, if you ever come across these sets, there's nothing wrong with getting them. You just have to remember. Stay. They want to run away now. You just have to remember, they're not high-speed steel, so you're going to spend more time going back to your grinding and sharpening. That'll be another video in the future. Yes. Well, I hope you liked this little look at some of these, and hopefully I will see you next time, right here. Oh, I almost forgot. I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Did you see it? In the episode in Season 8, where Norm makes lamps out of wood, he is using Shopsmith chisels for the lathe. He has an entirely different lathe, but he's using the Shopsmith chisels, mixed in with a few other chisels. It's a very brief spot there. It's like, I had to run back the video and like, wait, did I see that right? Now, he is using the ones that have the giant Shopsmith logo on here. It's still the same, people. It's still the same. And I wonder how far into the show he was still using the Shopsmith chisels. Don't tell me professionals don't use Shopsmith. Don't you dare tell me that. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed this little look into things, and hopefully I will see you next time right here on the Beggars Woodshop.